Hello. Today I'm going to be going over where and how to find the Young King Stanley music sheet pages that are all the 2 out of 2. Most people have the 1 out of 1, they're fairly common drops, but the 2 out of 2 are a little bit rarer to find as they only drop in 3 zones within Restless Shore. Um, that would be the Arclight Cavern, the Rabbit Island, and the Ravaged Wreck. Now, the Arclight Cavern and Ravaged Wreck have mobs as well as chests that can drop it, but the Rabbit Island only has a single mob that can drop it. There's a little something special about him, though, as killing Stanley is how he spawns. Now, Stanley is a named white rabbit that spawns on this island, and it spawns the Hairkeeper when you kill him. Um, Killing the Hairkeeper is fairly easy. It's low health, low level. It takes maybe 10 to 20 seconds to do. Then once the Hairkeeper has been killed, Stanley will respawn within about 30 seconds. So it's a fairly easy farm for the Young King Stanley pages if you're looking for them. They are still a really rare drop, and doing that method takes several hours a lot of the time. But if you just want to run through Arclight Cavern and Ravage Wreck, killing mobs along the way and collecting the chests, that's a fairly easy way to get these pages as well. The Hairkeeper does have a chance to drop a few other music sheets that are fairly rare, to include the Old Bones music sheet 2 of 2, as well as the Dreams of Lost music sheet. But all of the creatures within the Ravaged Wreck and Arclight Cavern are also lost, so have a chance of dropping these music sheets. Um, The Dreams of Lust, I believe, can only drop from. I mean, I might be mistaken, but the Old Bones can drop from named mobs, and the Dreams of Lost can drop from pretty much any named lost or beast that comes with them. So, like the alligators and such that are around Lost, but any of the named creatures and the unnamed as well, uh, for all those. Whereas the Old Bones has a much shorter list. It's only named Lost in level 25 plus, and the Dreams of Lost is from any lost creature, more or less, as well as a few other that spawn in the similar zones as those lost. And those don't have any particular zone or even territory that they drop in. These Young King Stanley ones do. They only drop in these 3 zones. To get started, I always start off at the Restless Shore settlement and run north towards the Ravaged Wreck, which all these three zones are right next to each other. There's Ravaged Wreck, the Arclight Cavern, and the Rabbit Island. So I'll go to Restless Shore and run north towards the Ravaged Wreck, run through there, killing mobs as well as collecting from the chests. I have gotten these sheets from both. I've gotten them as drops from the mobs as well as from the chests and the zones. Particularly, I've gotten them from the Hairkeeper, farming him for quite some time. It is a fairly low drop rate from him. It's taken me, I think, for the first 2 that I went for, it was about 6 hours. In that time, for the first like 2 or 3 hours, my friend was also farming with me. He got one of the pages about an hour and a half to an hour 45 minutes in, before he had to actually get off to take care of other business. And I continued farming. And with how fast he spawns, it is roughly every 200 kills that I have gotten the Fellows of Windsward sheets. But in the time of farming for the Fellows of Winterworth sheets, I've also gotten the Old Bones. I've not gotten the Dreams of Lost. That is a very rare one to get from my experience. But I'll start off getting this chest that's over in this corner. There's not one on the other side of this ship here. Running up here, kill a few more mobs. And there's another chest next to the one that's sitting down over there. Grab this chest. Can jump down to kill that mob, and there's another one down there, but I like to just jump around over the corner here. Kill this guy, pick up this chest, and then we'll run down over this way. Kind of loop back in after collecting this chest. We're jump over this side, go up a little bit, kill these two that are standing here. Run up this way a little bit. There's a chest here. And then one more right here. We do kind of like a little loop in this area as we will run back towards where that chest was on the cliff. Because by these other two mobs, there is another chest. And then from there, I come up into this area. Grab this chest. Fight all these guys. And that little chest I just collected from is one I've gotten one of the pages from. I have gotten it from this big chest by Scurvy Hook. I have gotten them from Scurvy Hook. And I have gotten it from that mob right there. There's another little chest here. And one more small chest over in this corner. This is fairly easy to miss. There are no other chests that are along the beach. There are a lot of mobs that you can run around and kill. I have run around this area, farming the mobs for a while. And there you go, one of the Young King Stanley sheets. From one of the chests there. There's one more larger chest up on top of this tower. And then we'll move on to the Arclight Cavern from there. From here, I just jump off and run across this area over the water. That is the Arclight Cavern right there. Maybe kill a few more mobs along the way. There are some resources you can collect along the way, along these routes, if you wish to do so, or if you're simply just going for the music sheets, then just completely ignore them. I personally have not gotten any of these sheets from any of the mobs or chests in this area. My friend did when we were running these. Um, I've seen other people who have said that they've gotten them from here. So I still run this one just to see if my luck will hold out and give me something a little extra for the day. So this first chest here is the one that my friend got one of the sheets from. This is the last chest in the lower area. And from here we'll, oh, actually, I lied. There is one more chest up. And then from here we'll run up top. There are 3 more mobs up here, 2 regular ghosts and a named ghost. Lots of star metal that you can collect along the way. If you went to farm in these areas, there's quite a few star metal nodes and um, blight crags. I'm gonna think of the name of them there for a second. So your big chest is here after killing him. Here's one more chest in this area that you grab. It's pretty easily missed. It's just right outside here. There's 2 more enemies, a blight crag, and a little chest there. It's not the skill I meant to use. And this is the last little chest in the area. And then we're going to go over to the Rabbit Islands. There's a soul crag that spawns there, as well as a soul worm and 2 other soul crags that spawn here. You're currently gone for the moment. It's that second one there. Another blight crag here. One that's over by that rock. And then one over by this rock. And on the other side, here's a blight moth. So on this rabbit island, there are 12 rabbits that spawn. And then actually 13 if you include Stanley. Stanley has 4 places that he can spawn. It is quite noticeable when he spawns. Now the Hairkeeper will always come to where you kill Stanley. So if you just stand there, wait a second, it will come to you. Unless there's other people, it might aggro on them. But I would usually come up on top of this rock because you can see all 4 places where Stanley can spawn. One is over there by where that rabbit is. One is here. One is directly behind the rock, and one is to the side of the rock. You'll notice the fog comes in and Stanley spawns. This is one of those areas you can actually get up to the Airkeeper and fight it instead of waiting for it to come to you. Otherwise, you end up doing a bit of a run around, back and forth chase, trying to get him. I farmed this particular spot for, like I said earlier, about 6 hours in total. kind of calculating by how many rabbits I had killed and such. Stanley respawns about every 30 seconds after the Harekeeper is killed. When I was doing this, I was farming all the rabbits since I have skinning luck on my skinning knife. But you can easily come here and do this in full skinning luck gear and maximize how much sumptuous rabbit you're getting out of it. It's not the best place for sumptuous, but it is pretty decent if you're going to be here farming for music sheets anyways. And I calculated it out to an average of about every 200 or so kills of the Harekeeper that I actually got one of the Young King Stanley music sheets.